We're here with Larry Broughton, and we're talking about servant leadership. And let me just ask you this question. How does servant leadership increase the bottom line of my business? I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a small business owner, I'm a business leader. How does servant leadership increase my bottom line?
Yeah, that's a great question, because I think too often people feel like, gosh, if I have a servant leadership approach to my business, that means that I am too warm and loosey-goosey, and I don't have great systems in place. Well, for starters, that's a common misconception. That's not the case. You can be tough and fair at the same time, and you can serve people by being tough and fair. So how does it serve the bottom line? Well, it's kind of definitely, there's a flow chart, I'm sure, that we can map out here. So let me just kind of freeform this for a second. It's a great question. Well, I, as a servant leader, if I want to make sure that I'm serving other people, for starters, I want to serve those people that I work most closely with, and that's my team members. If I'm not serving them, and that means I'm not coming every day and giving 100%, then the team is going to be negatively impacted. So if we can encourage all of our team members to give 100%, that's all we're asking for, 100%. Think about all your organizations that you know where people just come in and they basically phone in their performance and they don't really care about the overall performance of the organization. That's bad. So by serving other people, giving them a great work environment to work in, rewarding them, celebrating their victories, and really spending time professionally developing them, that's great. Now, there's a little bit of investment there. When I say professionally develop, I talk about seminars, training sessions, coaching sessions. Instead of just letting someone stick around in the organization with mediocre performance, and just letting that kind of turn into a cancer or a virus and making people all resentful. If instead we coach them up and really spend some time on that, people like that. There's a couple of reasons people leave an organization, and one of them is that they lack professional development in the organization. So when we professionally develop those folks, the whole team does better, right? When the team's feeling great about themselves, they want to stick around. What does that do? Well, that lowers turnover. Turnover is one of the biggest expenses that most organizations will have. That immediately affects the bottom line. Now, when I'm serving people and then my team members are serving people and ultimately that gets to the customers, well, what does that do? Well, it increases our guest or our satisfaction level amongst our customers. If we can build fiercely loyal customers, well, what does that do? Positive word of mouth stuff, right? And what does that do? It lowers our marketing and sales costs. Well, what does that do? Well, that increases our profits. Just about anything that you point to in an organization that servant leadership touches grows the bottom line. And frankly, this is a great idea, Ryan. We should actually do a whole video series on how does servant leadership affect the bottom line, because there's a lot of ways that it does it. And I would encourage people to really look at servant leadership as their primary model for leading their organization.